Hello, folks. I've been studying infernology as usual. Um, been studying the Book of Two Ways, which is this basically. These are. I think there's 15 books of two ways. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, there's more than this, but I'm not sure. Some of them are too damaged to really make out much of the map part. Some are only text with no real map per se. No illustration, like no coastlines illustrated or anything. So these are with, they're shown with west as up in this orientation. And these two versions here are actually called retrograde because they are actually they were flipped inside out, so I just flipped them back just so they could be the same as the rest of these here, but just to make it closer like this. Like here's a version that's the same type of version that's regular, but these were originally flipped, so they were kind of inside out and the coasts were reversed. Anyway, so these are all basically maps of America. This is like north, this is south, this is like South America here, North America, Caribbean, and can see like they made some mistakes in the original. Like I think this is the original one here. And then, so they made some mistakes in this one because they were basing it on an earlier map that was more accurate, but was retrograde like these two. And since they didn't understand that system, they treated it as a regular map and combined it with other maps and came out with some of these weird shapes here. And so for generations, people were confused about these shapes because they would go and visit. And so then later they just like got rid of some of these shapes, but then sometimes they got rid of some of the parts that were accurate. Like this one, B3C, has a pretty accurate Florida there. But the later version, since they realized that this wasn't accurate and this isn't accurate, they also took out Florida and they took out this, even though arguably this isn't accurate. This kind of is accurate for Brazil and stuff, but just it should be much wider. So anyway, there's that. And they also have maps of Afro-Eurasia included in the same coffin bottoms. But those are not depicted in that compilation. So yeah, this is one of the two illustrated ones. I would call this the really only fully illustrated map of America. This is the map of General Seppi. This is, of course, a reconstruction. Here's a reconstruction of Newfoundland on that map, a reconstruction of St. Lawrence Estuary, a reconstruction of Baffin Island. So all these things are straits. They all create straits. Like all the gatekeepers. That's basically what a gatekeeper is. It's like something that forms a strait. So this is just something I was reading online about straits, strategic. Historically, straits have had great strategic importance. Whoever controls a strait is likely to control the sea and shipping routes of the entire region. this talk about the Strait of Hormuz. There's like the Strait of Gibraltar, the Bosphorus Strait, like all these extremely vital strategic straits. Singapore. This is just like a dictionary definition of underworld, because the Egyptians called America the underworld, and either they would call it the underworld or they would call it part of the underworld. The underworld could be taken to be larger than just America. Simply underworld, simply the region below the surface of a planet or the diametric opposite surface of a planet. So it's like the truth is out there, it's just sitting around in all these websites and books. The Antipodes. So the Antipodes means the opposite side of the planet, not like some cave inside the earth. So, it's not like this is my theory I came up with. This has been known for a long time. Like basically like the first major, or one of the first major leaders of New England, he knew it just as Columbus knew it, that America is the underworld. So this is Cotton Mather. I believe it's Cotton Mather. Yeah. So anyway, yes, because I don't think his son Increase Mather was kind of his successor as leader of New England, but I think this is about Cotton, the original patriarch. So anyway, he's talking about New England, whatever. He says, I can assert the existence of the American Antipodes, and I can report unto the European churches great occurrences among these Americans. So back in those days, American meant native, Nowadays, people think American means United States citizen. No, the U.S. is just one little part of America. But American, to be ethnically American, means be a native, indigenous person. But anyway, so the Antipodes, that's like an ancient name for the people of the underworld, because their feet, puddies, that's what that means. And then their feet are faced opposite to ours, so that's the Antipodes means like their feet are, the soles of their feet are diametrically opposed to the soles of the Europeans' feet and the Asian and African feet, which is they would call the upper world, and we're the underworld. For us, they're the underworld. So anyway, it just shows like we've been played, like all educated people knew that America was the underworld, and it was systematically amputated from the public consciousness. This is Gods and Heroes of the Bhagavad Gita by Jeffrey A. Barborka. So he's talking about Patala, the Hindu underworld. Naga, the word means a snake, especially a cobra, but in the Mahabharata, it refers to a race of beings inhabiting Patala, the daughter of whose king Ulupi married Arjuna. But as Patala means the Antipodes, and was the name given to America by the ancients, who knew and visited that continent before Europe had ever heard of it, the term is probably akin to the Mexican Nagals, the now sorcerers and medicine men. So that's from, I think this is from Theosophists. They've always known the truth for the most part, although they don't always extrapolate it out to all its implications. So yeah, this is the secret doctrine of the Theosophists. Madame Blavatsky, I guess. That Arjuna Na's companion is said to have descended into Patala, the Antipodes, and therein married Ulupi, a Naga, the daughter of a king of the Nagas, Kauravya. And then again, Ulupi, a daughter of Kauravya, king of Nagas in Patala, the netherworld, or more correctly, the Antipodes, America. But it is the netherworld for Afro-Eurasia. The purpose of peopling Patala, which is undeniably America. So, this has been known by a lot of people. It's not my theory. I'm just trying to, break through the ignorance in my lifetime as much as I can. But people have been doing this for a long time, trying to break through. This is another definition. Underworld. Number 1, the lower or inferior world, the world in which is under the heavens, i.e. the earth. That's funny, that's number 1, since that's not even a real definition. I've never heard that in my life. And then number 2, the mythological place of departed souls, Hades. Number 3, the portion of the world which is below the horizon, the opposite side of the world, the Antipodes. So this is just made up. Nobody has ever used it that way. But these two are both the same thing. Yes, the departed souls go beneath the horizon to the underworld, to whatever is the opposite hemisphere from the one they died on. And they get reincarnated there or something. So yeah, this one I think I just already did. The Underworld. Yeah, the Antipodes. This, let me see, what is this about? Oh, this is talking about the Hopi, is saying Maski, the underworld. Yeah, it says, was the old world seen as the antipodal underworld? So there's somebody that's catching on. Some website, blog type thing. I didn't get the name of it out here for you, but here's a rendition of Sicily and Favignana and Calabria. So, this is them in the